Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tanks Gaming with another World of Warships video. Today I'm in my New Orleans class cruiser and I wanted to show you how to actually angle your armor to get, well, do not die that quickly, or to mitigate some damage, to say so. Because armor angling actually works in World of Warships. Actually, the whole armor system is pretty good in a World of Warships. I mean, if you're far enough away and you get in some, I believe it's called plunging fire, you get straight through the deck of the ships where they are the leastly armored. If you're quite close and you shoot armor-piercing rounds at an enemy ship with a too low of caliber, you're not gonna penetrate the armor. You'll do damage because you're chipping away like from the inside. It will make dents, and from the inside there will like splitter off some metal pieces and also do a little damage, but not that much. So if you have a smaller caliber and fighting against a higher tier ship, it's not necessarily a good choice to shoot armor piercing at everything. Because like I said, I mean, if you're in a low tier ship and you fight like 2 tiers higher, if you're on maximum distance, by all means shoot armor piercing bullets, because if they get in from directly above or through the deck, they will do more damage than your high explosive. But if you are too close, switch to high explosives and just set those guys on fire. For example, with the USS Atlanta, it has quite a lot of guns, it has a quite nice rate of fire, but there are just, I think, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's just 127 millimeters of armor, 127 millimeters of the caliber of the guns, meaning you will have problems to penetrate nearly everything, even in the same tier, from the side with those small guns, at least at the cruisers. You can penetrate destroyers, you probably will over-penetrate destroyers, and there are some Japanese cruisers where there is always a good chance to shoot armor piercing at them, because you will do more damage with them, because you get the penetration. But other American cruisers tier, I think tier 7, Atlanta's tier 7, you won't penetrate. But back to the game, you saw me here, well, the ships are still far away, so I have to kind of go into this direction. And I had to actually avoid those torpedoes. But you saw the first hit I took was just light damage, and you could see it was like bouncing off the side of my ship, like of the hull of the ship, because I angled in the ship. Here I actually do a little mistake. I also get set on fire, but I could have gone straight past this island, but then I would have taken more damage because I would have been in the open and the furthest ship ahead. But I choose to go behind this island, so the salvo of the other cruiser actually hit me and light me on fire. Luckily I could repair it instantly, because that was the first damage I took, and I still have the repair kit off cooldown. But now I actually have to wait. And at the moment I'm broadside on, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but you see there are torpedoes coming in, and I was deciding what to do, but then I thought, hey, I'm fast enough, they are far enough away, I don't have to do any drastic measures, I will pass without any problems. At the moment you still see me shooting armor piercing, because the New Orleans has quite big guns, and I'm pretty sure I'm able to penetrate any cruiser with that kind of caliber. And I took another pot shot at the, what was it, the York back there, the German tier 5 cruiser, or tier 6. Well, it's a German cruiser, and here are 2 more targets. There is a destroyer there and another cruiser. So I took the shot at the cruiser because on this distance and armor piercing on a destroyer, first of all I probably wouldn't have hit him. because he was not like sailing broadside on. He was doing, he was maneuvering to avoid other enemy fire. And I'm not quite good with judging the direction of ships which they will go and aiming enough ahead if they are maneuvering too wildly. Like you saw there, none of those shots actually hit, but he got taken out by an ally. So I decide to switch my fire back to this Japanese cruiser up ahead. And you will see doing some armor angling pretty soon. Until the point where I forgot it and got like tunnel vision on an enemy ship. You will see the point, I will tell you when it arrives. But anyway, I get some good shots in. I did a citadel penetration. And you see me, I'm still driving towards him, and now I did I don't know why I turned left. Because that was just not the right choice to do. I should have turned right, and all this hits I just took, I could probably have gotten away with way less damage. But I'm not quite sure why I did that. Just because I was the furthest ship ahead? Probably at that point, at that point of the game. So, but I got at least one citadel penetration so far, and that took quite a lot of damage. That did quite a lot of damage to that guy. He actually lost the... He actually lost me. He couldn't see me. He just shot on my last known position. That's why there's shots way behind me. Or is there actually another ship? Ah, he was aiming at the other ship. Okay. So I'm kind of lucky there. He lost interest in me, or I'm actually outside of his maximum fire range, which could be as well. But I think the Japanese cruiser have actually a further range than the American cruisers. And you see, I just got some light damage there. I just turned in the nick of time, so my ship was a little bit at angle. And of course, if you come at an enemy ship in this angle, you present a much smaller target. With the New Orleans, that's actually not a big problem, because two of your three turrets are actually in front, so if you're steaming straight ahead towards an enemy, you still can shoot 6 guns at him. And I got a citadel penetration there, very nice. Oh no, I think I just took out his engine. I think it was a citadel penetration. Like you probably can tell, I'm post-commentating this, and I'm not quite sure, I can't quite see the ribbons which pop up. But due to the fact that I just have one yellow ribbon on the top, I'm pretty sure those are citadel penetrations, because the grayish-blue ones are normal hits, and the yellow ones are either module damage or taking out modules, and or citadel penetrations. And blue triangles would be, I could be also setting on fire, right? But I'm shooting an armor piercing, so there is less to none chance to set them on fire, I want to say. I think there is none chance to light them on fire. But anyway, you see me here trying to angle my armor. I saw the shots coming in from the battleship over there, that's why I saw it. There is also a destroyer near, or more than one destroyer, and I think the angle was still good, because I didn't take quite a lot of damage from those 2 hits. Yeah, I sunk him with another citadel penetration. Nice, overkill. So I spot the enemy carrier here, and I start to take shots at him. He is actually stationary. He wasn't moving at this point, so I haven't switched to high explosive. I have switched to high explosives now, I think. No, I haven't, because if you shoot high armor piercing at him, especially at this range, they will go straight through his deck, and there is a good chance of doing citadel penetrations and actually do massive amount of damage, and I wanted to take him down quite fast rather than to set his deck on fire, because the New Orleans has a fighter which you can launch, as well as the anti-air cooldown, yeah, the anti-air cooldown, I think it's called, where you anti-air guns shoot for 20 seconds, I think, faster and denser, which will mess up the aiming for the enemy bombers and torpedo bombers. So you saw me avoiding some more torpedoes, and this is the point where I started to focus on just one enemy. I'm going to eat at least one torpedo here. Yeah, it was just one. I use my repair kit to recover from the flooding. I already have changed to high explosive because of the destroyer I saw there in the fog. You see my secondary battery shooting, but I probably should have focused on the destroyer with my main guns and not taken the kill shot on the enemy here. So I'm in the smokescreen of the enemy destroyer at the moment, and that's where I tunnel visioned. Because you can be 100% sure if there is a destroyer, there will be torpedoes in the water. Even though I think I took out his torpedo tubes in the beginning, but I'm sure he had a repair kit or something. Because I'm just not paying any attention. I just sink him, and there is some fire coming in from those big battleships. I start to angle the armor, but I have no chance to get away from these torpedoes. If I would have changed course and speed a little bit earlier, I might have avoided all of them and would have lived a little longer. Probably not much longer, because those battleships were shooting at me, but there would have been a chance to survive a little bit longer. So not a lot of good armor angling from my side here, but you're going to see the New York class battleship driver, the battleship driver in his New York. He's doing a great job. I'm going to switch to him in a second here. Just wait. And he had a good game, guys. Also in the end on the results screen. It ended in a defeat, by the way, but he did good. He did very good. Also, I did quite decent. I mean, I got about, I'm not quite sure, but I think it was more than 200,000 credits and about 1,500 XP, and that's pretty good for my taste. Especially that was like the 4th or 3rd or 5th game of the day. I did this at around 5 o'clock in the morning, and I haven't played it in quite a while. And you will see some weird lag spikes here when fire is coming in. I had that in my game when I was watching him. When I was driving him by myself, I didn't notice it. I didn't know if it was on his side or if it's actually on my side, because like you guys should know by now if you watch just a few of my videos, my internet connection is pretty bad. So that's also one of the reasons why I haven't played the Division in the open beta, because until I would have downloaded, that was before they said that they will run it longer, I probably would have could have played an hour or two, because for that kind of game to download, even the open beta, would take about 2.5 days, maybe 3. And there is one of the bugs. You see, he is actually staying still, but the plane in the upper left corner is still flying around. But you see him angling the armor pretty effectively. He's just turning his ship when his guns are reloaded and he's ready to fire. He's also a bit lucky here, so he doesn't get hit, or like I said, he's driving towards the enemy. He's changing course. I don't know if he's changing speed, I can't really tell, but he hasn't been hit yet, and he actually does some damage there. So he's going, I'm not quite sure if this is already secondary fire coming in from the secondary guns of the enemy battleships, and there's one of these weird freezes again, where all the shots still flying, and also the planes, but the ship is like locked in place. You will see a couple more of those. And you see him like turning left and turning right. He is turning left now, I'm not quite sure why, he just fired, to fire his rear turret. And I personally would... the other guy is trying to ram him here. He was quite close, and he takes quite a beating there, but with high explosives, because he got set on fire. So there is the bug again where the game freezes. You see the shots coming in, you see this shots coming in, and it continues, and they take this battleship out. Unfortunately, there was an enemy destroyer capping this second capture point, and all we had down there was our carrier with his planes, and he was just not able to find it or to sink it, actually, or to do damage to reset the cap. hang on, is this even possible in domination to reset the cap if you hit somebody? I don't think so, but he wasn't definitely not able to sink him. This battleship driver actually is pinging the map to give attention to it, but he is in a battleship, he's way too slow to get down there. The only thing he can try is to cap the B circle in order to hopefully take the B circle before the enemy does A circle, or it's the other way around. Doesn't really matter. That would probably save us, because you see on points we're pretty even at the moment, because both teams are keeping one cap circle, and it's around the same with the kill and death. The enemy has one ship less than we have, but in the domination modes, you guys know it's just like if you sink an enemy ship, you get points and the enemy team loses points. But it's just in the same way, if they sink one of yours, it's the other way around. And there is the end of the map, because we're running out of points. So here in the results screen, you will see in a second, as soon as it's loaded, I did 1,600 experience and 257,000 credits, so I'm pretty happy with that game. But anyway guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching it. If you liked it, please hit the like button. You can also follow me on Facebook or Twitter. The links are in the video description. Or you could subscribe to my channels to have more daily videos. So one more time, thanks for watching, and I hope I see you in my next video. Bye.